Plus, Uncommon Fossil Day, revisiting Rotom V-Star with some new cards. It's right, Rotom V, you know it. It's in a ton of decks because the instant charge ability to draw 3 cards ends your turn. Super great on turn 1 and goes into control style decks, or even like of evolution decks if you want to go first. Get down your basics, boom, instant charge to end your turn. It's a good place, but it does have an attack. Scrap Short does, for 2 lightning, does 40 plus 40 for each tool you choose to move from the discard pile to the lost zone. You choose how many you need, so you just get enough to get the knockout and leave as many in the discard pile as you can because you want them there for your next turn. And it does have a V-Star, and this is often neglected, but now the attack is a little bit better. Scrap Pulse is what it's called. The multiplier is still 40 per tool you move, but the base is now 80 instead of 40. I wish the boost for the V-Star's attack was a little better, because honestly, it's a little underwhelming. That's the downside to it. Honestly, you can attack with the V as well, so you don't forget about that in the V-Star deck. And then your HP, it does go up from 190 to 250. They're both on the low side, but that's kind of the way it is it's a low HP Pokemon, so the V-Star is going to be on the low side too. But getting the extra, 60 HP still is nice there. And the V-Star does have a V-Star Power, which is an ability that will use some games. During your turn, you can discard any number of cards from hand and then draw 1 card for each card you discarded. So it's a way to get some extra tools in the discard pile, a way to draw some cards too. So that's good. But we also play Forest Seal Stone because we need tools to discard, and Forest Seal Stone can just be really good setting up. So we don't always have access to Conversion Star. You kind of need to see what you can do. Obviously, with a deck like this, you really want to hold off on using your V-Star power as long as possible, but you will use it. So I've done this deck before. Some of a couple new cards in it. Fezandipiti EX is good just to get some draw. Once the game gets started, that's good, right? You flip the script, draw 3 cards if you're knocked out last turn. Iron Bundle's useful in a deck like this. You can force your opponent to switch out just to control what you're hitting into. Do play Cramorant, because that lets us, once we've attacked probably once with Rotom V or V-Star, it can probably attack for free, does 110 damage. As long as there's 4 cards in the loss, so you know what that does. 10 lightning energies, and let's just take a quick look. Playing Secret Box, I don't know if that's what I played in the deck previously. I'm not sure if it was released at the time or not when I last did the deck. On a video, you discard 3 cards, good for the tools. Search for an item, a tool, a support, or a stadium, all good stuff, and a lot of different tools in the deck. And we do play Toolbox, which I don't know. I guess I probably played that before too, but you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, you put any number of tools into your hand there, so those are all useful cards. I'll go over the full 60 at the end of the video, so we'll jump into gameplay first. It's a lot of fun to play, so I'm looking forward to trying it out and showing off online. All right, see what happens here. It's been a struggle since I've been sitting down to record games for this video, for this deck in this video. The deck was working well when testing, I will say, and then sitting down to it's just been, I'm like 1 tool short of knocking out a Charizard EX, things like that. So I will slap the Rotom V in the active, I think. Actually, I'm gonna slap the Cramorant in the active. I do have the Rescue Board, so I don't mind that, because this way I can Generator. I'm trying to think if I wanna, because I don't know if I might not wanna use Ultra Ball here, right? I'd like to attach the energy and such, so I might not want to use Ultra Ball. I could Ultra Ball from Miraidon EX is what I would do if I put Miraidon the if I had Rotom V in the active, but I'm gonna Rotom V. I'm gonna use how do I want to work this? I'll just generate. I'm really confused about this. Well, this is terrible. Okay, so I'm very unhappy about the way that went. I'm going to attach and use my V-Star power. It's a bit of a weird spot, but okay, Fezandipiti's not bad. I could have got Miraidon EX into play. I could have done things differently. I could have put Rotom V in the active, gotten Miraidon EX, discarded the Cramorant as one of the cards with Ultra Ball. That's certainly the way that turned out. That would have been the better play. That play went very poorly for me. I'm not in a terrible spot. I'm not sure what I'm up against. So up against an evolution deck, I have to assume, based upon the Ultra Ball. It's not guaranteed. I mean, there's a lot of, obviously, single prize basic decks are a big deal, but what's that? Regidrago. Is that okay? I haven't seen that. I had to get rid of the V-Star though. That's good. And they do play the Ogre Pawns, so the Fezandipiti. So this, I have a. Hopefully, I can take a couple prizes on my turn. Right, that's the goal here. Take out a 2-prizer. That's what I want to try to do. I can retreat. I have no tools in the discard pile. I have Rotom's V-Star Power. It's not great though. It's not great. But so I'd love to hit like a research. So canceling Cologne. Okay. Prime Catcher is good to see that go. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Obviously, I don't want to attack with Cramorant. Cramorant needs to go to the bench. It was up against a single prize. I was hoping the Cramorant get knocked out on my opponent's turn. So energy switch. So that's a solid start for my opponent. Looking out the window, seeing the sky's getting dark, storms are coming. I'm pretty sure, but I don't think it will impact the recording. I wanted to get out though, and now I'm thinking, ooh, I know the rain was coming. Not just rain, but I think it's going to storm. All right, so Squawkabilly, that's good for my opponent. Yeah. So okay, another 2. Wow, that's the Dragon Poke they do not want to discard because he can't help them. They can't use his. He doesn't give him attack to copy, and that's really rough for them. All right, so Kiram, and what's he? How much does he do? Was it 110? Yeah, so he will one-shot a Cramorant, but it's okay. Want to be careful about getting my other single prize Pokemon in play, but I probably want to watch that anyway. So, okay. So can I pull off a knockout here? And the question to that would be, I don't know, right? I don't know. So give me some tools. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I use my V-Star Power, and I get rid of a whole bunch of tools, right? Or I could drop down Miraidon. I want to thin the deck some, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right now I draw 5 cards. If I use Ultra Ball, I get rid of 1 tool, so I only draw 4 cards, but I thin a few cards out of the deck, so I think that's the better play. Just trying to think through that. So I get Miraidon down, and I probably drop down. I want to bench the Fezandipiti, I gotta assume, right? So I did this, so I need to thin with him. And I think I dropped down 2 Rotom Vs because I need to thin. So I need to. I'm drawing less cards, but getting hopefully better quality. So okay, that's good. Generator is very nice there. These are good. This is actually very nice. So this might just work out to be my dream turn. All right, well that part's not the dream, but I retreat you, send you up. Fortunately I attached last turn, right? So I do have the knockout. I can take 2. I can do 280. So I'm liking that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get 240 at 7, right? 7. So I need to get rid of 5 of these guys. So I will take out the V with the energies on it, which will make my opponent very unhappy. So I leave 1 tool in the thing. That's the place I'm at. 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, and I leave 1 left. So I kind of double check, right, through the adding. Plus I know I need to leave 1 tool left. So take a knockout, and my opponent's now in a tough spot, right? So that was a great turn for me. Terrible turn for my opponent. Got research. That's good because I don't mind ditching the Rotom V. They might be able to take the knockout this turn. I don't know. It's tough. It's not impossible, of course, but they are well set back. So I just have 1 tool in the discard pile, so that's really important. I use my V-Star Power. So taking a knockout next turn is not as easy as I'd like. My opponent might have stopped playing, though. I unfortunately I find that happens just too often. My turn worked out, put them in a bad spot, and okay, they didn't stop playing. That's good. Maybe they were thinking. I don't know. Can they get the knockout? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 Even if they get, what, 7 times, I don't think they can knock me out. So this is where the V-Star is good. They can take out the V, and they could, if they took out the Fezandipiti, that would be very bad for me. So we'll see what happens. They have the V-Star. They have the V-Star power, so they might be able to take a knockout here. They might, because they do have the V-Star power gets them back like an energy switch or prime catcher or something. So yeah, they can attack this turn. Okay, Radiant Charizard is good for them, obviously, because he's a single prize attacker in their multi-prize deck. So he takes a prize one turn, and he takes out, because Rotom V is only 250 HP. The Radiant Charizard, I mean, I might have said the wrong Charizard, but Radiant Charizard does 250, so he one-shots my highest HP Pokemon. That's where Rotom V and V-Star's low HP is a problem. So they need to use their V-Star power, and I believe they can take out my active. And then I'm kind of struggling a bit, I gotta say. I will attach an energy to someone on the bench. The question will become, assuming they take the knockout, do I Fezandipiti before or after I research? I probably want to do it before, because I need tools in the discard, because I really want to one-shot the V-Star, and that's getting tougher. I need 280. I can get to that. I need what, 5 or 6 tools. I need what, it's 7 times 4 the multiplier. So okay, they were what, just maybe they don't even need to use their V. If they don't need to use the V-Star power, that's even better. Now they're in a bit of a situation where what do they have to attack? They don't have Goodra, though, do they? So what do they copy? I think can they take me out? Maybe they can't. They have Dragapult, I guess. So if they don't take me out, that's a big plus, I guess. I mean, yes and no. The problem is if they don't take me out, so they're gonna take out a Rotom V. That's what they're going to do. Okay, a smart play by my opponent for sure. And they'll put 6 damage counters. I will see. They want to put 5 on the Rotom V-Star probably, right? So they can take him out next turn. The fact is they don't have another V in play though, so that's bad news for them. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see. So 30. They might then put what? Okay. Oh, all right. Put one there. That makes sense. Set up the Cramorant because he has free retreat. Need to try to set up the knockout here. Put the energy on the Rotom V. Do I want to bench another Rotom V? I don't think I do. Let me just look in the deck a second. See what's there. I don't want Zeraora. I don't think I want to. I could force him to switch, but I think I really need to take out the active, right? So the best thing for me to do here, I think, is just slap down the Rotom V. They didn't. Wait. How come? Yeah, okay, I should have done this before I attached the energy. TM Devolution. Let me slap him down. So just 1 energy, so that's okay. Put that there. You know, I may just lose this next turn. Right now, it's not looking great for me. So I'm not doing enough damage, is what it is right now. So that part's really unfortunate. Okay, so do I just want to give him a poke with my active? What do I have for tools? 1, 2. That's just not good. So I will. All right, I don't think I need. I will. I'll just spit innocently. It's not good, but that's what I got to do. Crisis Punch could be good at some point. Crisis Punch on the Cramorant would have been good as an option. But I attached the Rescue Board. That's where, you know, attaching tools is tricky. Even if the Rescue Board was in the discard pile, it wouldn't get me what I needed. I've lost zone 4. Okay, my opponent didn't lost zone anything. 4. So, you know, I haven't done a great job getting tools, unfortunately. So I don't. So Earthen Vessel, so Dragapult, which I believe they already had, right? Yeah. So see what happens. See what they use. They have Noivern, which is good too. You know, I'm in a tough spot here. That's what I'll say. I'm probably going to come up short. That's the way this game is looking. Like this game is definitely looking like it's going to be a loss. But you know, we'll see. Time will tell. Getting close to being done with this game, I hope. The game's been dragging on some. Yeah. So unfortunately, this Rotom VSTAR deck has been a struggle. What I'll say. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm right now. I'm not even sure if I'm going to make a video out of this deck. Just because it's been such a struggle to get things going with it. So, anyway, so they're gonna take out my active, and I can use Fezandipiti. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I mean that makes sense there. I probably lose next turn. I'll send a Rotom VSTAR, who I think what I need to get one. I need 200, so I need 5 to do there. So I can get to 200 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have a ton of energies in this deck either. I guess I just discard this hand. I think I do. I might just lose next turn. That's definitely a reality too. So it's not all right. Which way do I want to evolve? I'll evolve him. It probably doesn't really matter. I will. So I need to get to 200, right? So I leave 2 left. So 80, 120, 160, 200, and there's the 2 left. So yeah, that should do what I need. So I'm just not quite, just not getting the pace I need to get these wins. I imagine, well, they need 3 prizes, but they can get 3 prizes. Now if they don't get 3 prizes, I have boss in deck, right? I don't think I have boss in deck. If I don't have boss in deck, I'm going to lose the game very easily. Very simple scenario there, right? Without boss, I lose. I think I'm just playing 2 boss in deck though, right? So I will, in which case I need to, let's think. In which case I probably lose the game. Attacking with the Rotom VSTAR then is the better play for me, I think. Well, I mean, the Rotom VSTAR with I need full HP. I probably lose the game anyway. But I think I need to send the Rotom V without damage on it. It's the best play. I hopefully have access to the VSTAR. I'm almost certainly going to lose the game. Right, because taking 1 prize unfortunately puts me where I don't want to be. So I will send him up. Crisis Punch is still potentially very good. I can for retreat as well. Let me do this first. Let's see what I have here with this first. So Ditch Forest, Seal Stone, Zeraora. I don't want you. I do have the VSTAR. Oh. So I can now get Ultra Ball. No, I don't need this. So this is what I need. I need an Iron Bundle. And this will get me the win, right? So I will right? Everything else is 2 prizes. So Iron Bundle comes through like a champ here and gets me the win, right? I don't believe I have Boss. I didn't actually look through Boss. Once I saw Iron Bundle, this gets me the win. So really pleased about this. This flips the game for me. Hyper Blower. That's number 2 prizer. I have the easy knockout. So 1, 2, 3. I don't have the necessary stuff yet, but let me go 1, 2. I could even use Crisis Punch actually, right? So I'll grab Research. I will grab this. I'll grab that. Why not? So Crisis Punch, which will do 280. Might as well do this, right? This is all I need to do. I can do. Okay. So got the win there, and awesome. So got the win. Very pleased about that. And yeah, I didn't. That game was not looking well for me, but was able to just squeak it out, which is always a fun thing to do. All right, got the win last game. I did make a mistake. I messed up with the TM Crisis Punch at the end of the last game. I'm aware of that. I mean, I was thinking, because I'm used to using TM Crisis Punch on Cramorant where it attacks for free. I put it on a Pokemon with 1 energy that didn't let it attack for free. So I wasn't able to pay that cost. But I had game anyway without that. But it was a dumb mistake by myself. All right, so I will, my first or second, by the way. I'm second, so I'll put Miraidon on the active. If I get Generator, it means I could attack. I don't know that I'll get that. All right, taking a mulligan is what is nice. All right, so Goldengo Palkia, I'm guessing, right? Water and Metal. We'll see. I haven't seen that in a bit, so but it's a decent deck. Iron Bundle, okay. This is looking like a stinky start for me. Looking like a really stinky start. So was that my opponent's choice? Yeah, they wanted to go first setup. So got Iron Bundle, which is fine. It doesn't help me though, right? So it looks like at this point I'm gonna Rotom V and draw some cards, and then hope I get something the following turn, which I don't love that at all. I will attach TM Crisis Punch on my turn, I imagine, just because it gets discarded, right? So it gets me a tool in the discard pile. That's why I really love these TM cards, Technical Machine cards, because they're really great. If I can attack and get a knockout, might actually then want to. Okay. So Scissor is going to be really bad for me because basically all my guys have abilities. This is really terrible, is what I will say. And I guess I play the Grant down, and I guess I shouldn't have. I should have. I want both these. I mean, the Scissor is gonna just crush me, honestly. I'll play Grant. Just get some in the discard pile. And I will attach these 2 tools. And I'll keep the other 2 tools. I can get rid of them next turn if I want to. So, but I might even want to use them. All right, not terrible. Not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. The Scissor is going to just mow me down, though. That's my problem. Basically, everybody has abilities that I play, and they're just going to one-shot. I think they're just going to be taking a one-shot party with Scissor as a single prizer, so I'm not liking this. My hope is that they struggle to make it happen. All right, Irida, which is great, so because they play Palkia, right? Oh, they didn't grab a water Pokemon. I mean, they have to play Palkia, right? Because otherwise, well, I mean, they don't have to. You could just play the water attack with Radiant Greninja, but the Radiant Greninja, you can't power it up effectively without Palkia, though, really. But how come they wouldn't have grabbed that? Oh, excuse the yawn. Even if they didn't want to bench the Palkia V, I would think they should have grabbed it. So they're going to retreat. They may take a knockout here, which I don't love that. May have to use the Rescue Board. I don't like having to use that. I would much rather discard it, but I've got to retreat to attack, so I think Rescue Board becomes a mandatory attachment. So we'll just see what happens here. So I imagine they're going to get the knockout. What they did. So they don't have anything in hand though. That's the good news. That is they draw 2 cards though, so they get 3 cards and they'll draw 1 for turn, so 4. Obviously, I'm going to drop down the I'll drop down the Zeraora. Okay, 2 V-Stars. I like that. I think I want to drop down a Fezandipiti as well. Do I want Zeraora? No. And then let me get rid of Zeraora. I might drop down the Iron Bundle. So grab him. So he gets me some cards, which I want to use this, I think, first. Yeah, let me do this. Okay, good. Well, the worst thing it would have been to see a whole ton of energies, right? That's would have been the crusher, the crushing blow. That's what's always a problem with this deck. Okay, so got that there. Attach. I'll evolve him as well. I will attach so I could attack. Iron Bundle. I don't think I want to use that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I want to get the knockouts. What I want to happen here, right? All right, get rid of some tools if I can first. Let me grab a Pokemon while I'm at it too. Actually, let me get rid of this because I probably attached the others, and I think I just want to drop down another V-Star, right? That's really what I want to do. Just max out my HP here. At this point, what's the damage level I'm doing, by the way? Not even sure. So let me see about that. I do have my V-Star power to use, but right now I'm doing 320. Oh, okay, so I don't need to use my V-Star power, so I want to save that. That's just much better to do there. Take the knockout. Give me some energies. I failed there. The deck could use more lightning energies. That's a given. And so right now I need to get to what, 280, which is what, 8? No, 7. So I need to discard 5, I believe. So, but I will save my V-Star power for sure. And so I need to I keep 1 in hand, I believe. So 180, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280. That should be the magic number. Now, to pull this off next turn gets a little tricky. I do have research, though. I do get, what, 2 more tools in the discard pile. The fact that I had to use a tool is a negative, right? That hurts me. So my opponent now probably is one-shotting me easily. And maybe I should have... Now, Zeraora is not going to knock him out. So Cramorant might be able to one-shot him. I'm not sure. I will send up the Rotom V-Star into the active spot. So I get judged. Okay. That means they didn't have anything, so they might not be able to attack. All right, that's a good hand. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that. Energies, you got to be careful with this energies with this deck. It doesn't play a ton of energies, and I can run into problems with that. So, all right, Pokestop, I probably don't want to play that. It's not terrible because the tools do get discarded. So Rotom V-Star is one of the few Pokemon slash decks that get helped by the change in the rule about tools. So they're just okay. So they're giving up. So they know they can't do anything this turn. So that part's good. I do have. So this is good. So I'm gonna put the energy here, and I think I'm just gonna research. I probably want to make him gust though, right? Probably want to gust something up. Because obviously the other Pokemon are better to get rid of, right? But maybe not. You know what? I'm going to research here, so let me just see if there's something I know I don't want. Like Cramorant isn't bad, right? He does 110. He takes a knockout potentially down the road, so I'll get rid of... I don't need another Rotom V in play, so I'll just research him away. The Miraidon, I probably don't want the Miraidon either, honestly, but okay. So I will attach the Devolution, and I probably would want to just use the generator now, right? So I mean, I'm doing massive damage, 80. So I don't need to get rid of anything there. So I should play. I want to use the generator, right? So 1, 2, 3. Get another technical machine is good too. I like that a lot. Let me generator here. Just thinning things out, just getting things really failing another generator. That's unfortunately happens way too much with this deck. So play him. I don't think I want the EXP, and the EXP share is not bad. I mean, it does have value, right? The XP share. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to? How many tools do I have? 1, 2, 3. So I will just attack. I'm trying to decide about. Sorry about the slow turn. Just trying to decide about the EXP share, right? Which might have been the right play to make. I'm very torn about the EXP share that turn. So they're gonna take me out. I'm guessing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Sight Scissor does huge damage to me, right? They need to evolve, right? I don't know if they have that. I'm guessing they shouldn't have attached the energy if they don't have the ability to evolve. So they're gonna they're researching. That makes sense. You know, maybe they should have. Maybe they Well, that's kind of nice for me there. Because he does what? 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they missed the knockout by 1, right? So that's where Cramorant actually would give them the knockout. So they do miss the knockout. So I think I want to so they might take the knockout here, which is okay. They do take the knockout, but I take them out. I take 2 prizes is what I want to do here. I don't really know that I want to do much else. So I will attach here. I haven't used my V-Star power yet either, have I? I have not. So let me retreat here. I should have the easy knockout, right? What am I at? 280. Okay, I have to get rid of all the tools right now. So let me grab my Grant. I will get rid of this and this. So now I have more than enough for the knockout. And I think I wanna, do I want the Forest Seal Stone? I think I want the Forest Seal Stone. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me just draw some cards. I don't know if I even need that. So I need to get to 280. And we'll see what happens here. 180, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280. That should be it, because I was at 2 at the number, and then I got rid of 2 extra tools with Grant. So can I pull it off? Gets a little tricky. I need to get a knockout. Fortunately, I do have, look, if they can one-shot me, they win, period. And they might be able to do that. They can but I have Boss here, so I can gust up the Scissor, or I can gust up the Goldango for that matter too. So so they can get a Goldango into hand. So that's good for them. He gets 2 more cards. I mean, they need to have 5 energies to discard, right? So right now they have 3 cards in hand. So, okay. This is where the Rotom, probably shouldn't matter, but that's why I wanted the Forest Seal Stone. So if I need, like if they try to just do a Gust stalling play, I can deal with that. So if they have 5 energies, they have game. But they, I mean, they probably don't. Right? There's like 17 energies in the discard pile. I can't imagine. So I got the win. They just couldn't pull it off. So I got the win there. That was good. Pleased about that. Was a little slow with my decision making. My opponent got a little frustrated. I get it. I was still, you know, I was deciding about should I attach one of my tools, and I think it was an EXP share, something like that. I believe. So, you know, just trying to think the pros and cons of doing it. Got the win. That's nice. So I'll stop gameplay here, and I will now jump into the deck overview. All right, so I was able to get wins with the deck, although I will say it's been a bit of a struggle. The deck didn't perform quite as well as I thought it would. I was just finding I was coming up like 1 tool short at certain times, missing a lot of my generators. Now, that's partly the way the deck's built, so I'll talk about that as I go through the 60. But here's the 60 potential changes. So Rotom VSTAR, it's good, and it gives you more HP by, 60 HP than the V. The attack does 40 more, which is useful, right? So it's about 80 plus 40 for each tool you move to the loss zone. On the V, it's 40 plus 40 more. The V-Star power is useful. You want to try to save off your V-Star power as long as possible. You also play Forest Seal Stone in the deck, or I do. So you kind of want to you have that option which way you go there, right? The Conversion Star is good, though. You discard any number of cards from hand, which usually are a bunch of tools, and you draw a card for that, so it draws you some cards as well. Playing a 4-3 line could drop down to 2 V-Stars. I like having the V-Star. It's higher HP. It helps, but the deck does need more energy, I'll say that. I'd like more energy. Honestly, this is like the decks that are seeing play right now, which isn't a lot. This is 10's what they're playing. Sometimes they even play less. They are not playing more than 10, which is very shocking to me, but I still think the deck needs more. So what could you do to cut it? Let's see, 2 Miraidon EXs. You could go down to 1. If the one's prized, you just have to just deal with it, right? And just work without it. You don't really want 2 in play ever, so you could cut 1 Miraidon EX. That wouldn't be a bad cut either. It's really just there for tandem unit. You can attack with it. You almost never do, though. You can get the 220 number pretty easily with the Rotom V/V-Star. And the Miraidon EX can't attack the following turn, so that's probably not what you want to do. And it takes extra energy, so not as good as an attacker, but the tandem unit ability is very important in the deck. Playing Fezandipiti, that's one of the new cards. Flip the script, just draw some extra cards. Really good. You potentially could attack with it, but you have to manually attach 3 turns in a row to use the attack, so that's probably not happening. Iron Bundle, I like that in the deck. It's pretty important, I think, in some of these decks. It just helps out a lot. Your opponent has to switch their active to the bench. They get to choose the new active Pokemon, but it does then just changes the math on what you're hitting into. And there's a number of times, a number of games where that's useful. So definitely, I would definitely keep that in the deck. I'd keep the 4 Rotom Vs, maybe go to 2 V-Stars. I think I'd probably cut the a Miraidon EX first. Cramorant, I do like that. It does 2 things. For 110, it does 110. It gives you a poke usually, as long as it's not your first attacker. That's the weird thing. You have to attack with Rotom V/V-Star first to get 4 cards in the loss zone. Then you can use Cramorant. It's also, the deck does play Crisis Punch, so probably the best thing is use this at the end of the game for Crisis Punch to do 280. Things don't fall out that way very often. I wasn't really looking for that. Maybe I should have tried to work towards that end condition more often. I'm not sure. But, you know, it's good to you want a single prize attacker, I think, in a deck. The other is Zeraora. This one's a pivot, which is nice. It does 60 to an active evolved. It does 80 for 3 energy, which is okay. It's not great. If you're up against Miraidon EX, it's nice there to be able to one-shot that. I mean, if you're up against Mimikyu, sorry, what am I saying? Up against Mimikyu is what I was thinking in my brain, right? It's 70 HP, so you could possibly cut the Zeraora from the deck. But, having the Zeraora and Cramorant, I think they both bring enough value. I think I like them in the deck. 10 basic lightning energies, that's what we need to power things up. Needs another energy, too, in the deck, I will say, though, because I was just missing generators too often, so I think you need to get to at least 12. Honestly, like Miraidon decks with the generator-based, I like to have, 15 energies, 16 energies in the deck to hit 2 enough of the times. Honestly, I was, one game, which I'm probably not going to upload, I think I played all 4 generators in the course of the game. I only hit 2 energies total. Two times I got 1 energy, the other 2 times none. And that type of, I was unlucky some, but when that happens, it just crushes games. So more energies is a must. All right, just running through the trainers, I guess, in order here. For Ultra Ball, discards tools, gets Pokemon in play, really good there. Grant. Your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage. We don't have fighting Pokemon, that doesn't help, but if the Grant's in your discard pile, you can discard 2 cards from hand to put the Grant in your hand, so you get it in the discard pile early on, and then just use it at some point in the course of the game to get rid of a couple tools, which is important there. Tool Box, I like this in the deck, 2 copies. Deck space is an issue, I wouldn't mind more copies, but it's tough. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, put any tools you find there into your hand, so that's good. I'll do the tools last. Let's see. A copy of Explorer's Guidance. This could get cut. It's useful, but honestly, you usually want to research. The other research or boss are usually better, honestly. So Explorer's Guidance, I don't know. It obviously helps with consistency. Get some cards. It's a draw supporter. You discard cards as well, so it obviously has some synergy with the deck. I'm not certain about this in the deck, I will say. Electric Generator, really good, important. 4 copies, you have to have that. Skipping the tools, like I said. And then the other item is Secret Box. This is the A spec I'm playing. You could play Prime Catcher. Secret Box I like, though. You discard 3 cards. Of course, you want to discard tools, search for an item, a tool, a supporter, and a stadium. That's all really good stuff. We don't play a stadium, so you could drop in a stadium if you thought that was useful. Something like Beach Court would be good, because definitely if you don't have Zeraora, and if you cut Zeraora, then put in a Beach Court or 2 in the deck, that would be really, that I would have value, because there's times you also are having to attach a rescue board, and you don't want to do that because you want the tool to go in the discard pile. So if you had Beach Court in play, rescue board is just something to discard. All right, getting to the tool cards here. Playing 4 copies of TM Devolution and TM Crisis Punch. TMs are good twofold. First, you can use what the card says. Crisis Punch does 280 as long as your opponent's down to 1 prize card remaining. It's 3 energy, so you really want to use it off Cramorant. Potentially, you can do it on Rotom. If a Rotom's in play that already had 2 energies, you can slap a third on, but really it's with Cramorant. And then TM Devolution is very good. Does for 1 energy. Your opponents all their opponents' Pokemon are devolved, and if they're playing a rare candy deck, then this can be very devastating to them. But the other nice thing with the TMs is at the end of your turn after you attack, they get discarded from the Pokemon they're attached to. So therefore, boom, you can easily get them into the discard pile. So a lot of times, turn 1, as soon as you get them in your hand, just slap them on and don't use them, just get them in the discard pile. So that's where the TMs are great. 1 copy of Vengeful Punch. This could be something else. Obviously, it's a tool you can discard if the Pokemon it's attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack. Then you put 4 damage counters on the opponent's attacking Pokemon. So therefore, it's 4 damage counters is the damage of 1 tool, plus it's a tool in the discard pile. So in a sense, this 1 tool can act like the damage of 2 tools potentially. So I like it, but it's 1 copy, so you might want to flex it to something else. I don't know that it decreased the number of tools though. But you could cut this, make it another tool or something else. 2 copies of Forest Seal Stone, very good, right? It's a tool, but of course the V-Star power is very good. You're either using this or Rotom V-Star's V-Star power, whichever one you need to do over the course of the game. 4 copies of Rescue Board. It just helps because basically our Pokemon are mostly 1 retreat cost. So if we don't have this Zeraora, for the free retreat, then this gives us a pivot. But we want to get it into the discard pile as well. Oh, and I played EXP share. I'm like, oh, wait, there's an EXP share. I didn't see that yet. So yeah, 3 copies of that. This is very good. It's another tool, of course, but also if your active Pokemon's knocked out from damage by an attack from your opponent, you can move an energy onto the Pokemon this card's attached to, and that's good too, right? So yeah, getting energy acceleration helps make up for when your generators fail. So it's a very good tool card as well. Perhaps you could also replace the Vengeful Punch with a 4th EXP share, or if you want to cut Vengeful Punch, a 3rd Forest Seal Stone are some options there. So anyway, the deck's pretty good. When I tested before starting to record, the deck was working pretty well. When I sat down to record, it struggled a lot. Like I said, it needs more energy, so make some changes to that. I've given some suggestions here. But the thing is, you only need 2 energy, so you don't need to accelerate a lot of energy with generator. That's why you can play a lower energy count. All you need to do is get 1 energy. If you average 1 energy per generator, you're fine, right? So you know. The deck's pretty good. It's fun attacking with the Rotom VSTAR. I found it a little underwhelming playing it, so it's still, it hasn't ever been a great deck. It's unfortunately still not a great deck, but it's a fun deck to play. So definitely don't be afraid to give it a try. And take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.